welcome to the second episode of the classroom with Dr.Penina. Yesterday we talked about parenting and the challenges that we encounter through the process, and that was a wide topic, and we didn't cover it through. But today I want to introduce another topic, and I think we need to talk about marriage as a package.
Hi guys, welcome again. And so we'll just go straight into it. So doctor, define marriage as you understand it now.
Okay, let me first give the conventional definition before I get to what I understand. Legally, marriage is a legal or formal recognized union of two partners who are in a personal relationship, and traditionally it was between a man and a woman. How do I understand marriage today? It is an arrangement between two people, and it is an arrangement between two people. From the scripture's perspective, it is an arrangement between two people of opposite sex. And I don't think I can define marriage any further beyond the union, because that is what most of us understand.
Okay. So you've talked about the marriage package. Can you tell us what exactly is in this so-called marriage package?
Well, I can demystify the package.
Yeah.
And the package here means I have the content is about a carton box, which is closed already, because when one is entering into marriage, the only person you can see is the person you are marrying and the person who is marrying you. The person who is getting married and the person who is marrying. Those are the only visible people. But this is sort of a process that these two people have started. So what we are unpacking, we are unpacking what is within
the
that
box.
union, the box we are calling marriage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then let's open this box.
Okay, we can open that box in terms of what is the expectation. Normally, when most of us have taken marriage as a one-off, a day's event, maybe the time you, depending on how a person gets into marriage, sometimes you find there are those who just find each other on the road or in a social gathering, and they move and assume they are married. There are those who go to church, there are those who go for civil marriage, there are those who go for traditional marriage. But that is an event. It is an occasion that finishes within a day. But now, this package that I'm talking about starts from that day. The day when two people decide that we are going to live together as a man and a wife. And there is the expectation that these people are supposed to come together so that they give emotional support to each other. And when we talk about emotional support is all round, because even within emotional support, we also have the union, that is the sexual relationship that comes through that relationship. And then we also talk about the social support. Social support in the sense of marriage, I'm looking at social protection. I'm also looking at something that we call the sense of belonging, because we are talking about the social protection. The person getting into marriage feels protected within the social circle, and they also feel protected within that emotional environment. And then we can also talk about companionship. I think this union is not supposed to be okay. We normally take it hierarchical, but sometimes the hierarchical order does not work because both of each person is not coming into marriage on an empty
Platter.
slate. They are emotions. They are each one of them has their own intellect. They have their own values and all that. So if we take it hierarchical as we did traditionally, then you find that marriage, one person seems to be passive, and that is mostly the wife, and they are not contributing towards the marriage equally. So I'm also talking when I talk about companionship. In that package, there is companionship. That is a relationship that is friendship, a confidence. Somebody when you want to share your deepmost thoughts, your deepmost feeling, you can be able to share with that person. That is the companionship. And then we also have the spiritual support. This is where we talk about the humanness, or that touch of being a human being. And then there is also within that spiritual support, there is also the godly value. What do you share as far as godliness is concerned? So that each person should be able, in a marriage and arrangement, they should be able to influence each other spiritually. And then their values. What values do I uphold as a partner within that marriage? What values? Okay, let me call the marriage between Anne and John. What values does Anne bring into the marriage? What values does John bring into the marriage? The values that will sort of build up the marriage, but not destroy it. Then there is also the financial support, which is very important. And in this case, I would like to emphasize that financial support, sometimes we look at financial support as if it's coming from the male partner. But normally, it is a two-way contribution. When today the marriage setup is that sometimes we find the wife is working and the husband is working. If these two partners are really in this package, in this arrangement, then each one of them should contribute their finances towards the well-being of that marriage and the family. So that is what I call about financial support. That means when I am low financially, the other person should be able to lift me up. When the husband is low financially, the wife should be able to lift them up. But lakini siku hizi tunaona ni nini? Siku hizi most of the people talk about the man is the wallet. So we don't care about anything else as long as the man has the money. But what will happen if when the wallet
dries up,
will be stolen or dried? Or what will happen when the
wallet is stolen?
Or when there is no, it has dried up. It has dried up. Then those things should be well defined. Then the fifth, normally the counselors will give us 7, but I'm giving 5. The other one is now the support for each other. That marriage package, within the package, there is support, ability to support each other to become the best of themselves. What is that dream that the other person has always had about themselves? And what is that, the self-actualization? Because all of us have a dream, or have always had a dream to become. So once we get into the marriage arrangement, this does not mean that the dream dies. Each one of them should be able to carry in their dream into the marriage package and let the other person contribute towards actualizing the dream of their partners. So those are the 5 is in the package.
Marriage package.
Yeah.
Okay, now a lot of people may not go into a marriage having considered all this, what exactly they want in their box. So let's go back now to your case. You are a married woman. So when you got married, why are you laughing? You're a married woman. How did you get there, or what decisions did you make that took you to the altar?
Yes, I think that's a good question. But I won't want anybody to approach marriage the way I approached it.
Yeah.
This is because I never laid any foundation for my courtship. During my courtship, although we courted for almost 2 years, because that time I was a Christian fanatic. I was old enough and I was getting pressure from my parents because I was at age 28, and my parents felt that I was old enough to get married. So every time I went home, the first question I would be asked, when are you getting married? So until I decided I'm not going home. And you see, during our time, the type of belief, religion that I was subscribing to, we believed that a husband comes from God. So the only thing we could do is to pray. So as I continued praying, I didn't have any specification for the person that I wanted to join.
You just wanted a man.
Prayed for
a man.
I just prayed for a man, and I was there waiting. And so when one came knocking, I didn't even speculate. After all, I didn't have anything I didn't have any criteria.
Okay.
I just wanted someone. So that was a very shaky foundation to start a marriage on, because today, as I've walked through them, I've been married for 33 years. And there are gaps that I've seen in the course of my marriage that I could have noted, that I could have sealed right from the time of courting. So I am saying, and I would like to be heard, because this is a physical union as much as it is a spiritual. Much of what happens in marriage is physical.
Yeah.
So let's put all the considerations, physical considerations that needs to be. How is the character of this person? How able is he to take care of himself and to take care of a family? And the same case applies to the girl. It's not only the man. So let's scrutinize all around. Why am I saying this? Because as the longevity of the firmness of a house is determined by the type of foundation. And therefore, even the sustainability of a good marriage is based on the foundation that is laid during courtship. So don't repeat my mistake.
Okay, now let's ouch. Wait. So you've said considerations. You are a parent to both a son and a daughter. What would be the considerations that you will tell your daughter to put when searching for a husband, and what are the considerations you'd ask your son to to choose when searching for a wife?
This is a very personal question because we are all individuals. My daughter has her own individual characteristics and her own taste. The same case with my son. But one thing that is very important is the values. What type of values does the person subscribe to? Because at the end of the day, what determines the type of the far we go in life is the type of values that govern and guide our decisions. So I think the other aspect is that it is very important to be self-aware. As a girl or even as a boy, be aware of who is this person. Who am I? Ask yourself, who am I? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses in terms of... And then, as you now go into courtship and marriage, you will see how this other person can blend with your life. But let's not make... Marriage is one of the decisions that once we make in haste, we will live to regret throughout our lives, because it is irreversible. Yes, we can divorce, we can separate, but some of the things that happen during this marriage will linger in our minds and in our lives throughout.
Oh.